In my role, I provide clinical supervision to a multidisciplinary treatment team on our inpatient unit and provide education to providers across our healthcare system about eating disorders and mental illness to make sure that we're providing the highest quality care.
I am a recently retired Justice of the New Jersey Supreme Court, having worked there for almost 22 years. Before that, I held a number of different positions in state government, but presently I've returned to the private practice of law, where I'm very happily servicing private clients, industry, to the best of my ability at the firm of McCarter and English.
We serve children, our mission being diversity appreciation, social emotional skills, and bullying prevention. So important today.
Our mission throughout our companies is to create an educational and confident environment. It's done by giving them the opportunity to educate themselves in a lot of different areas that they may not have the opportunity otherwise. We provide educational classes in any field that they want.
In my role as head of upper school, I provide faculty support and curricular vision, and most importantly, I serve as the chief teacher of the upper school and mentor of our young women.
I am retired and a community volunteer. I volunteer at Homefront, basically in the pantry putting food in bags, but also wherever they might need an extra pair of hands, such as helping out with their annual race. I also volunteer at the YWCA Breast Cancer Resource Center. In the past, I helped out at their annual fashion show, and this year I've been helping out at the pop-up gallery at the market fair.
We're a century-old organization founded by policyholders for policyholders. And for that reason, we're a customer service organization that gives back to policyholders every day and makes sure that we're in a position to pay claims when they need us the most.
Foundation Academies is, a small school with a little over 1,000 kids and a big promise. And so we promise to equip our scholars to excel in learning and empower them to lead purpose-filled lives. We have enrichment or club activities where we have people from the community come in and work with the students on their passions.
My passion within Happy Smiles is focused on kids and also outlying areas that we contribute to. But within the community of children, we want to show them what kindness really means.
What gives me the most joy is really changing a child's life. So a child that feels excluded or alone or bullied, we're giving them not advice, but strategies and tools.
So in my work, I'm most passionate about sowing seeds of opportunity and access so that others find their purpose. I want everyone to be their best, achieve their best, and find success in whatever pathway that is.
To me, entering the law was a way to help people who didn't know how to navigate the legal system themselves, who didn't necessarily know how to understand a complex set of rules. And thankfully, I've been able to go into positions where I was able to fulfill that public desire to help people. That was the reason I chose law to begin with.
Two of NJM's core values is to support the communities we're privileged to serve and to ensure we have a diverse, equitable, and inclusive workspace. Those values properly aligned ensure that we have a diverse workforce that mirrors ultimately that of our policyholder base in New Jersey and across the region, which could not be any more diverse. We also established a Diversity, Equity, and Inclusion Committee over the last couple of years, whose goal is to ensure that we continue to develop, promote, and nurture diversity, equity, and inclusion in the workplace, and that we provide support and development opportunities for our entire workforce across the board to ultimately push this idea forward.
I do think that eliminating racism is important and that women can do much to achieve this. In helping people, whether it be if they have breast cancer or they're homeless, it does not matter the individual's race. We are all people, and that is all that matters. If someone needs help, they should be helped.
My work is aligned with the mission of the YWCA to eliminate racism and empower women by improving access to mental health care treatment and eating disorder treatment. And Historically, people thought that eating disorders really only affected like thin, affluent, white girls, because those were the people that were able to get access to treatment. But what we're learning more and more is that eating disorders affect people from all backgrounds, of all genders, of all races and ethnicities, of all socioeconomic statuses and all genders. And that makes it increasingly important to educate the community and providers and to create opportunities for patients to get access to treatment that can save their lives.
The students that we educate at Foundation Academy specifically are disenfranchised. They're from a predominantly Black and brown community. And so we ensure that we teach our kids and we empower them to lead purpose-filled lives. And that's a big key component of empowerment and the elimination of racism. There's nothing that our students, just based on the color of their skin, cannot do.
I guess the woman in my life that encouraged me and supported me was my mother. She volunteered and was on the board of an organization called Kitty Camp. Also, she found Forsyth School for Dental Hygiene.
So the woman in my life that supported me most is my wife, my partner, and my friend, Heather. She's with me to be a great sounding board, provide great advice and counsel. She's willing to listen to just about everything, even some mundane things which most people would consider are insurance topics. So she's even willing to listen to me on that and help me when I need that help.
There are many women in this community that inspire me. One was Judy Hutton, who was the past CEO. I wish her the best in her retirement. I am inspired by Dee Dee Nini, who is a Princetonian who gives back. Also Joan Bartle, who has become a good friend. And Michelle Sakurka, who is the CEO of NJBIA. Strong women with empathy who really give back to the community.
First and foremost is my mom. I always joke to her that she has lived several lives in one lifetime, but the most important thing for her was for me to pursue my education, and she has been a huge advocate of that and always pushing me to work hard and to continue through my education so that I could be, in her words, self-sufficient. And I also have been extremely blessed to have a colleague, Kristen Zosh, who we've worked alongside each other for the past 10 years. She pushes me each and every day to continue to get better and grow.
The person who, for sure, had the greatest influence for me in my life was my mother. She always encouraged me to believe that women could do anything. She encouraged me to think broadly about what I might want to do and how I wanted to live my life, and for that I am forever grateful. But there was another mentor also in my professional life, and that was Deborah Poritz, who I met early on as a young lawyer. She became the first female attorney general in New Jersey, and I had the privilege of working with her on the court as well, and I was proud to benefit from her mentorship.
My mother has always supported me in everything I've always done. I was born with a birth defect called bladder exstrophy, and with this, being born with a birth defect, I've gone through numerous amounts of surgery throughout my life. And my mother from day one has always inspired me and motivated me and showed me that you can still do anything. That's why part of the reason why I'm here today. Growing up as well, my sister, right in line with my mom, she's always inspired me and shown me that I can do anything that I put my mind to. And last is my wife. I mean, since I've met her, my life the trajectory on it has gone tremendously upwards. She inspires me every day, even though she doesn't think she does. She inspires me every single day to be better.
I think about, my grandmother growing up. She really helped me to understand the importance of persistence and perseverance and commitment. Another woman who has been influential in my life is my mother. My mother was my advocate as a child. And then lastly, they're not women, but they helped me be the woman I am today. It was my two little girls, Sarai and Serena. And they just remind me to be who I am, be who I was born to be the best that I possibly can be, and give myself grace in the other areas.
A woman in my life who encouraged me and helped me get to where I am today is my mom. She is just like a powerhouse of a person. I was having a tough developmental time with going to kindergarten. I went to my mom and I said, Mom, I have a solution. I'm scared of the 5th graders, but I need to go to karate to protect myself, right? And what my mom did was not laugh at this, right? But she really understood that what I was needing was a sense of strength and power and autonomy. And so she signed both me and her up for karate classes the next week. And we ended up doing that activity together for years and years. And I remember that whenever I'm, feeling challenged at work, that I have this strength of power and power in me. And that, when I'm really wanting to show up for someone, I think about the degree to which my mom showed up for me in that example.
To receive this award from the YWCA is extremely humbling. I am very grateful and I'm humbled for the work that I do and the reflection of my career and my work at Stewart in empowering young women is recognized in this way.
To be recognized by the YWCA is an enormous honor. This is an organization that has done so much for the community, and in particular for women. And it's close to my heart because I feel that as an aging baby boomer, the greatest thing that we can do is to help the succeeding generations to step up, have confidence, and perform at their peak level.
It's a true honor to be recognized by the YWCA. I really think it speaks to, not only the YWCA's mission of acknowledging important efforts to address racism and sexism, but I think is an opportunity to highlight ways that folks in the healthcare system are really fighting to promote more equitable healthcare. So, I'm personally honored, and I'm also just so glad that we're able to talk about healthcare equity in the community.
I'm honored to be receiving the award. I think the recognition of the alignment between NJM, between my role and that of the YWCA. I think diversity, for all the reasons I said, is extremely important. I think pushing for inclusion and diversity, especially in today's world where there's been some stumbles over the last few years, I think it becomes more and more important every day. And like I said, I think it's not only the right thing to do, but the best thing to do for the organization is long-term success, which is my role primarily to make sure we get there.
I think it's a recognition that we need to educate children, that children are important. Why wait till we become adults? You see what's going on today, that we need to really emotionally invest in our children today. And that's why I'm honored, is that I think it's a recognition, not only of myself, but of Kidsbridge and the work that Kidsbridge does.
I don't know why. I just do what I do. So it's very sweet of them to honor me, and I appreciate it.
I'm ecstatic. It's actually my first award as an adult. So that's pretty huge. And also to really recognize, thinking about the mission of the organization is really important to me. I am a woman, I'm an empowered woman, and I'm a Black woman. And so we need organizations like the YWCA fighting the good fight for people like me. And so I'm really ecstatic and excited to be honored, and I'm honored.
I would encourage them to seek out mentorship in every way. I have been very fortunate in my life to have particularly female mentors in my life in terms of my personal life and also in my career goals. So I would encourage them to find that network of women mentors that are going to support them, give them true, honest feedback, and also make sure that they're there to pick them up.
If you can commit to a not-for-profit, you can volunteer and you can give back. And the benefits of community service are that, number one, you're giving back and you're helping others. It makes you feel good. And number two, you were surrounded by the nicest people. So I really encourage everyone to do a little something for others. It really hits you right here.
Be present in your everyday conversations. And don't let anything hold you back that you think you can't do. Go for it. Enjoy it, and surround yourself with like-minded people.
Don't be afraid to say yes to a new challenge, a new opportunity. Sometimes when those opportunities come along, they may seem a bit frightful, that perhaps one is not ready to take on that challenge, but that's how muscle memory is learned.
Be in community. I think it's really important for everyone to understand that excellence happens when you do it with others.
Just be honest in what you do your best, and if you need help, ask for it.
Start learning about your own perspective and your own positionality in the world and how you might be influenced by the world around you, and work to become aware and challenge any internal biases you have, because that not only makes you a better provider and a more educated person, but also is more healing for your patients.
You need to find something you really like to do with people you really like to work with and get value from that. And that, in my view, is the way to have a successful and fulfilling career.